Hello and welcome to TV Chef Fantasy League. I'm your host and commissioner, Sierra Cato, here with my co-host Mike Cabalon and Ify Way.
Yay!
Yes, what's good?
Hello. A lot of stuff to cover up top.
So much to cover up top.
Yeah.
So, we'll start with you, Mike, because Mike had a
Oh, here we
delicious
go.
meal. He posted on his Instagram story that Laura surprised him.
My fiance.
His fiance surprised him.
Not known to the wider podcast audience, but
Sure. With a lovely meal at Vespertine. How was it?
Yeah.
You know, it was okay.
Okay.
I actually don't. Okay, I want to be nice. It wasn't a bad meal. It was good. But I feel like for 2 Michelin stars, it should be great, and it wasn't great.
Ooh.
And I also feel like I am not saying anything that hasn't already been said. Because I like going into restaurants, like, you know, with forming my own opinion. But afterward, I looked up the reviews and, like, people have said not kind things about Vespertine that I don't necessarily disagree with. I think that there is a lot of emphasis on the art of it all. They're very, very serious, very presentational. Also, there's, I don't know if you guys know, there was an Eater article about, like labor problems that they had.
Oh.
Like, they kind of got canceled in the pandemic because a lot of former employees are like, this is like the worst place in the world to work.
Ooh.
And having seen it and eaten there, I'm kind of like, I can kind of see it. They start off by giving you a tour of the kitchen, and it is the quietest kitchen I've ever seen in any restaurant in my life. It's bizarre. It's eerie. It's like a cult. It's very quiet.
Wow.
And like the servers are all like clearly directed to speak in like hushed tones. It's a very curated experience. So like I get what they're going for aesthetically. I just wish that the food kind of like lived up to that. 1 or 2 courses were like amazing, but I feel like for that price point, for 2 Michelin stars, for all the hype around it, Jonathan Gold's favorite restaurant before he died, I wanted every dish to be a home run, and it just wasn't that.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I think is going to tie into some thoughts for me later in the episode.
This is also Ify's first time speaking on mic, and as you can hear, he sounds like a tiny old man.
Fresh from the desert.
Yes, hello, it's me. Ify.
No, you just turned it into a little troll.
Yeah, no. So this past week, I was in the desert for Neotropolis, which is an event in the Mojave Desert where it's like cyberpunk themed. I call it like the easiest way to describe it for anyone who kind of is out of the loop of it. It's like nerdy Burning Man. You know, you barter things.
It's a hat on a hat.
Yeah.
Burning Man's already pretty nerdy. to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, but like
It's a different flavor of nerd.
I genuinely, and I know who I am, so I know this is a wild statement to say, I genuinely feel like Wasteland Weekend and Neotropolis is cooler than Burning Man.
Okay. I don't know what any of those things are.
Wasteland Weekend is basically the same thing, but it's like post-apocalypse.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know, Mad Max
I got
and like Fallout theme.
And you would take that over Burning Man.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Well, Burning Man seems like it's so big that
Been
like,
there,
maybe
done that.
No.
Now
God,
it's all
I've
tech
never.
bros.
But yeah, it is like it's massive. So probably
Yeah.
to those who want a smaller, more
Yeah.
like focused experience, maybe it's not the best.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what Ify and I did this week. Sierra, you have the biggest week.
Ooh.
We have so much to talk.
So
I want to
much.
spend most of the episode talking about this. I don't give a
It's
shit about
lot. It's a
Top
lot.
Chef this week. I want to hear about this.
Okay, so one thing you can do if you're in the TV Academy. It's
Yeah,
something
I'm
that-
in the TV Academy, which is why I'm mad about this. So I'm gonna double check and see if because you know,
gotta check your emails.
just so another thing for you not to know, it's award season right now. So like all of our emails are currently, well, it's on the way. We're on the road towards the Emmys.
Just like
Okay.
it always
Yeah.
is.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
everybody just
constantly
finished
true.
the
Yeah.
And so our emails are inundated with like for your consideration. So
Right.
it starts
Sure.
to seem like white noise. And I didn't see
Yes.
anything for this Top Chef one, but Sierra, who is my friend, told us at the event, not before, not like, hey, this might be on your
Right, no,
radar.
yeah.
I was
You know-
wondering, but no, because it's really fast. You have to like enter the lottery, and they told me later, right after I RSVP'd. So it was sort of like I didn't want to. I'm glad I got in. Then I was like, well, now that I'm in, I'll just go and then see if they go.
Sure.
But it would have been sad if I was like, oh, did you guys RSVP? I got in. And then you're like, no, I didn't even
that's
RSVP.
Fair. That's fair. But
I
you
thought
did
about
get
this.
in and
I did think about this.
with 2 passes, and you brought your
I did bring
husband.
Dylan. He's the one who
Instead of
got
one of
me
your
Ooh,
co-hosts.
into...
let me see if hold on. Where's the
This-
mic with your husband?
No,
Oh,
that's- it's not here.
Well,
Not
who was I
here.
supposed to choose? One of you? If
Yes.
we are just 2 people podcast,
I
maybe.
was in the desert. So Mike was
Oh,
I was
wide
right here.
open.
I was right right here, and it was my
Interesting.
birthday.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Oh, interesting. Well, sadly, Dylan did say it was one of the best nights of his life.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
wow,
over,
Dylan.
over our
Great
wedding.
for you,
so
Dylan.
It's all good because we will be recording on your anniversary night. So hope Dylan enjoyed it.
So, I feel like I had to give that to him. And
So you
he's
attended
a, big fan.
a Top Chef for your consideration event.
Which these tend to be like they screen an episode of the TV show and then maybe they give you food or something.
Did they
after,
screen
not
an
always.
episode you had already seen?
So in this case, they actually only screened, and they do a panel with some of the people.
Right.
So in this case, they only screened, I think, just a episode of Kristen like Dish with Kish,
Dish with Kish.
and then a Last Chance Kitchen.
Oh,
so I guess they didn't want to
interesting.
screen an episode because they had a limited amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
And the main focus, I guess, was like the panel.
Yeah.
So they had some of the chefs come out. So the chefs who were there present were kind of a mix of chefs who are currently on and currently off. So it was no spoilers. It wasn't like, oh, shoot, those 5 chefs are going to be the final 5.
Yeah.
It was like, it was Tristan, Shuai, Katiana, Kat, and Cesar. So I think like it was probably people who are also in LA, like could be there physically,
right.
didn't have a prior obligation. So they were there. They were also serving food after, and we'll get into that. And then obviously for the panel, it was like, Sarah Levy, who was one of the guest judges who was in Schitt's Creek. She was the moderator. She was great. And I think because she's also from Canada. Yeah. And then it was Kristen, Gail, Tom, and then the showrunner.
I will always remember.
Who's the showrunner?
I will always remember this.
I know.
I could have been in a room with Gail.
Oh, I mean, you will still be. I do honestly think like, well, yeah, there will be more opportunities too. And it was a big room. It was like a long line. Like this was not, I did meet some people, and we will talk about that. But it was definitely like it wasn't like an intimate thing at all.
Yeah.
It was like a movie theater.
So,
and you wait a long time to get in.
You mentioned the showrunner. What did they have to? Who is this person? And what did they have to say?
Oh yeah, they're great. Oh my God, so many things. So she worked her way up from being a PA,
amazing,
from season 1, a PA, and then season 13, I think, was her first time being her first season being showrunner. She's been showrunner since, and they've had gaffers who worked their way up to be directors on this show.
Oh, I love
it. It's
that.
like so not unheard of. It's a very old school way that you wish Hollywood was like more. So that was really cool. They also had the casting director. And he was talking about like a little bit of the casting process, which we kind of know a lot about, but like the fact that, they ask questions about like, oh, so do you have to go find people or is it an open call? Like obviously not an open call.
Right. It's
very selective. They work with James Beard. They work with their past alums to figure out who's ready,
There's a farm system.
Yeah, I think so. Which definitely I would expect, because I feel like that's how so many things are now, especially because TV is such a like the bridge between being a professional whatever and on television is so much there, so people are just like ready to go and more open to it, rather than before it might have been more like I'm a chef, I'm not a TV star.
Right. Yeah.
So
that was whole Anthony Bourdain's whole beef with what was that TV chef who kind of got canceled. He was a really big in London, and he was like London or the UK. He was like I think that's the same thing.
Sure.
But he was like a big TV chef, and he came out with cookbooks mostly.
And Anthony Bourdain had a problem with him?
Yeah, him and Anthony Bourdain had a pretty public beef, and all of the chefs would be like, "Oh, you're a TV chef. You're not a real chef."
Interesting.
I'll look it up. When I say the name, y'all will be like, "Oh," and I was like,
there's quite a few chefs who've been canceled, so I went through some.
Well, it wasn't like he did sex things. It was like he's a bad boss.
Sure, yeah, okay,
sure.
Normal stuff. You got Vespertines. People are like you're a bad boss.
Yeah, okay. A little Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after
James
we
Martin?
went to this reception,
don't know him.
I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
sorry. After the reception.
Oh yeah. So then we went and tasted different things from the 5 chefs. So that was the highlight, obviously.
So each chef gives you one dish.
So each was like a small bite essentially.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be their dish that was probably the highlight of what they'd done so far on the show.
Sure.
So that's why. So it was Kat doing her congee from the brunch episode.
Oh,
that was
okay.
really good.
Nice.
Tristan did his pizza from this episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Really good, small bite. And then Katiana did her patty. That one, the quickfire, the Jamaican patty.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then Shuai did his poutine.
Oh, nice.
And then Cesar did his pickle dessert.
Which is what you sent us a photo.
Which was the highlight, because everybody was like, gotta get,
You
They
gotta have the
even
pickle
said it in
dessert.
the panel. They were like, "You gotta run, don't walk." The pickle dessert. So you're like,
Wow.
and again, it's a lot of people, so you're really like, "Oh, we gotta go."
Yeah, did
Yeah.
they like?
And then-
were you able to taste everything, or
Yeah,
was
and
it?
sorry, Vinny also had a ceviche his crudo. My bad.
Okay.
So yeah, Vinny was there too. He was like in a separate area, but
Why-
Vinny was there as
why?
well. I don't know. There were like lines to go. I guess because his was crudo. It was like
Oh,
more in the
sure.
sushi area.
Okay,
So
okay.
anyway, this was like a big place in NBC where I guess it's probably more of like it's called the Commons. So I think it's probably
Oh,
like
it's like a
cafeteria.
commissary.
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
had that set up already.
But
So
there,
you're like,
there was enough food to go around.
there was, yeah. It was just like nerve wracking though, because I think it was sort of like, oh God, are we not? Is there not?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
There's so many people here, and
Yeah.
it was already kind of tight, like squeezing into this theater.
Yeah.
I do think they do this lottery so that you're hitting the capacity, but I think they always say they book
Overbook
it
it,
so
yeah.
that people will
Right.
probably flake. It's LA,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we did get everything, but yes, and I think the highlight was, I mean, it got to meet, got to like be like, I'm a big fan. I told them about the podcast.
Okay, so they
I
all
told
know.
them- I told them
They're
about
listening
the podcast.
right now. Thanks for
Hopefully.
listening. Please come on.
Hopefully.
We'd love to have you.
I told Kat that I know Ify and Ify.
Oh, yeah.
Your friends, your dropout friends were there
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
Jordan
then they had
Myrick.
also
Oh,
dropped
yeah, yeah.
your name, so you were getting lots of mentions.
Oh yeah, no. Kat sent me a selfie with.
Okay,
you
yeah.
and
We
Jordan.
took
a selfie.
So I got that.
I didn't get to meet.
Jamie Oliver was the Jamie Oliver.
I didn't realize Jamie
Oh.
Oliver had beef with
Yeah,
Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony
Oh,
Bourdain.
oh,
like,
gosh.
Yeah,
Oh.
there was. I was watching a whole YouTube documentary on it. They had kind of like a
He's
beef.
an American star. He's not limited to the UK.
No, yeah, but like I feel like
He's big in the
I
UK.
think he's bigger in the UK.
yeah, because
Yeah.
he blew up there
Yeah,
then
yeah.
before he jumped over. Yeah,
I think
so
I had heard something that he made all the lunches, the school lunches, that are healthy. So
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
hated it.
well, no, that was good. Like that was
I mean,
a
it was
good thing he
positive,
did,
yeah.
and then he did like something that people were like, "We don't like that." But yeah, so this is the photo I got from Kat.
Oh, cute.
was
Okay,
great.
wow.
And it was like right
Oh,
as the shrooms hit
yes,
in the
nice.
desert, so it was really
Oh,
warm.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
trippy for you.
yeah, I was like, wow.
Your worlds are colliding.
Okay.
And then,
Wait, Val says, fuck Jamie Oliver.
Yes,
Classist asshole.
yes.
Okay, there we go.
There we
now
go.
we know.
Okay, now
Hell
we know.
yeah.
Yeah, Reka
Okay.
and yes.
I gotta know how
Yes.
the pickle dessert was.
It was great. So I think the highlight of the pickle desserts is basically like a little tart. You've got the pickle dessert inside,
Yeah.
and then you have a dill ice cream. And everybody was
Right.
talking about the dill ice cream. So it's dill the herb ice cream, right?
I could see how that
Dill
would work.
pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
But,
basil ice cream.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
great because I think that makes it so good. I could see that in anything, like
Sure.
that
Yeah.
blowing up. The pickle part is good too with it, but I do think like out of context, it is kind of funny. You're just like, why are we
Yeah,
making
yeah.
pickle into dessert? So compared against other tried and true desserts, I bet it would be weird for people, but because of the pickle element and the fact that,
Yeah.
this was a challenge, like, oh my gosh, so amazing. And the fact that, probably also that day after they had so many pickle things, and
Right.
they had that for dessert, they were probably I could see that just being amazing. 'cause
Interesting.
out of everything. So it was just the perfect thing, like the best thing you could have made from that for sure. But maybe I don't know if like the masses would choose that over like a fruit tart.
Sure.
But
Sure.
it was amazing. And
It's
then
interesting.
specifically that dill ice cream could definitely stand on its
And
own
was
as well.
every dish great?
Yeah, I mean, I think, let's see.
Was there anything that was like,
No, I mean, I was, okay, so also I was recovering from food poisoning. So I
oh
got,
my
I got
God.
food poisoning
Once
on like,
again,
Dylan should have taken
See,
us.
yeah, I know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Every information
it
I'm
was-
getting is like, why
well,
was it
I was
you?
not gonna go.
Why was
Are
it
you kidding me?
Not us.
So I on Tuesday had eaten something, I think, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and then this was on Friday night. So I was like pretty much fully recovered.
You're trying to salvage
No,
what is
yeah,
already a
it's
sunken.
done.
What are you saying?
It's
That I
done.
didn't enjoy
This is
it?
as burnt as Cesar's fucking crust right now.
I'm
It should
offended.
not
I'm
have been
offended.
you.
Well, check your email then. Keep a fucking
Wow.
alert going. But I go on these and I check every fucking email. And I've RSVP'd to so many. I haven't gotten any lotteries, but I got this
Oh,
one.
man.
But I didn't get guys' grocery games.
Oh, I have other friends who went to the guys' grocery games
Okay,
on.
I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not get that one.
Did
so.
you get to race with the cards of that one?
Oh,
I didn't go to that one, but I have a bunch of friends who got a picture with Guy Fieri.
Oh, that.
amazing. Well, okay, so here is the thing. So I saw Kristen, and we didn't get a picture with her because she was meeting lots of people, obviously. But
Sure.
stunning,
Of
amazing
course,
in person.
naturally.
Gail,
You
amazing.
shot your shot.
Yeah, tried. It didn't hit, but it's okay. And
Let's
then,
send
but
you
we did get to meet
A,
Tom.
shirtless,
Oh, yes.
a shirtless picture to keeping your
Yeah,
phone
yeah.
at all
Just
times.
as a background.
Hold it
Yeah,
up.
so that
Does this
if
interest
you
you?
meet Gail again, you're like, hey, this is my
Oh,
friend.
Gail. Yeah. Okay.
he just
right.
wanted, the shot.
Yeah, I can see that. I
Yeah,
can
so
see that, yeah.
don't worry. So
She's
it's not
so
me being
charming.
weird when you get a shirtless picture. Let Dylan know it's not.
It's not
I'm
Sure.
not
weird.
trying to ruin the marriage.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
setting myself up.
Don't
Yeah.
shoot the messenger. I'm bringing
Yeah.
this to
Right,
Gail.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes, I get. She was very charming just on the panel and everything. And then I did get to meet Tom. We stood in line for a little bit and got to meet Tom. And so we got a picture. I did post it to Instagram. He did repost my story on his story. All right.
Did you tell
But
him
I
about
did
the
tell them about
podcast?
the podcast. I told him about us wanting his approval. He laughed, but he was like, I avoid podcasts because, I think he was thinking I was like trying to get him on the
Right,
podcast.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he said, oh, I avoid those because like, I know who wins. Saying like, you can't go
Oh,
on because
sure,
then
that
you might
makes
give it
sense.
away.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like, oh, yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
no.
We just
no.
want to hang
No,
out.
I just
Tom.
no, I just want your
Yeah.
approval, Tom.
Yeah,
We're just,
yeah.
we just are
Hang out.
fans.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
love your puns.
Yeah.
So that was great. That was a highlight. But yeah, and then I think I might have seen Schwei's Schweif. I don't know. It might have been
Schweif.
The
somebody else.
Schweif.
The Schweif.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't say hello, but
It's my favorite Dr. Seuss character, the Schweif.
the Schweif.
Yeah, the Schweif.
Okay.
But yes, it was yeah.
What was the most enlightening thing you learned in the panel?
Yeah.
They got to be asking good questions. You got to be
Right.
getting
Yeah,
some
that's a
insight
good
to the
one.
I
show.
mean that the working up from PA was cool.
Yeah.
I also recorded some too if we want to put it in here.
It's probably illegal. I
but-
don't think you can say that.
well, no, I think it's for is it private?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's not general public.
Well, I saw people recording, so and
Okay,
they were
alright.
recording it, but yeah, maybe it's not for the general public. Okay,
Look,
well, we
I'm
won't
not
put
going to
it-
bust you.
we
I'm
won't
not
put
an
it in
arc.
the
I'm just
episode.
saying, I don't know
Hey,
if it
look-
behooves you to say that on the air.
hey,
Sure,
look,
okay, I won't put it in the episode.
We don't own, Max Fun. If they get sued, we're good.
No, we're
so,
good.
like,
Okay.
so
Yeah,
let's
we're
just
not
try
liable.
it.
Alright, well, you're like, get
Yeah,
some
let's just
sound
try it.
bites.
Put
So
it
I was
up
like,
there.
sure, maybe. But anyway,
That's,
okay.
that's for Jesse Thorne
It was all-
Incorporated to deal with.
And all the rest of
It
the
was all
worker
what- I
owners.
guess it was
yeah,
all
all
what
the
I
rest.
said.
Yeah, that's Val,
Sure.
and Gabe
Well,
already
yeah,
told
we're all
us
equally
that Gabe
at
wants to
fault.
fall on knives. Fall on that knife, bro.
That's
We got
Swords.
you. Yeah, go ahead, Gabe. Good job.
We caught one.
I got
already.
it.
Nice. He's already ready to go. But yeah, so basically, I think it was all honestly the stuff that I just said. So it was like the working up from the beginning was really cool to hear that like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The casting being kind of all like what we had thought, but yeah,
Sure.
it's like not open, of course, anymore. and
Was
any
the
of that.
panel only people who worked on the show, or were the chef testants also part of the panel?
No, yeah, they
Yeah,
just
okay.
were out and insured
They're just there
themselves,
to
but
cook.
yeah, they went back and
That makes sense.
started,
They're
and
not
then-
campaigning for their own award.
Yeah, I guess they're not.
Is
technically
Kristen campaigning
taking
for
home.
best host? Because I think that would be
Yeah.
controversial if she won. Because famously, Padma's never won.
Oh, interesting. Well, she
Ooh.
was saying so she got nominated last year, and then she's in the same category as like
RuPaul.
yeah,
She loses to
RuPaul,
That's
and-
why she hasn't won. Because RuPaul wins every year.
but last year was Alan Cumming won for Traders.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
it is a stack category.
Yeah.
So I think she's just like it's just an honor to be nominated. But yes, that's on the list of things that you could nominate her for.
Sure.
And the show, of course, tends to win, so that's like
yeah.
she gets something for that.
Okay.
Obviously. But yeah, I don't think there was anything like groundbreaking. It was what we knew, and they were
Sure.
talking about how great it was to be. Like I think what the highlight was they just really love working with new chefs each year, and that keeps it fresh. And they like
Right.
I think they have like parent vibes of or big sis, big brother vibes
yeah.
of. These are, like every year we get these like young, bright-eyed, look how far they've come, and we're like
That's
still
cute.
friends, and I think that's what keeps it interesting because they've been doing it for so
Right.
long. So that was cute to see because that felt genuine, and I do think they all love it. I mean, we know it's a great job.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
clearly it's nothing, no big surprises. but-
Okay. Did they give any indication of what next year's going to look like?
No.
No. They're
They
only
did
talking
say-
about this year.
They did say, one other thing they did say, like Canada was like a long time in the works. So I think that these locations, they're probably
Oh.
like working on it, but it might not come
Right.
together till the last minute,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
they've been working on it for 5 years. They said for Canada, so it could be the same
Whoa,
for whatever next spot.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
so I'm sure it's like that's a whole thing too. Location person
Okay.
shouted them out.
I
yeah.
I feel satisfied. I feel sated. I feel like I just had a whole pickle dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so next year now we know. Keep alert going on our emails. Stay subscribed
yeah.
to TV Academy if you want. But yeah, I never even realized like that it would be for this season too. I thought it would be for like last season but I guess it's already going
We're
for this.
we're
season,
campaigning
so
for
yeah.
next year's Emmys.
Yeah. Okay. So it
yeah.
happens in the thick of it because I guess the excitement is still there.
Right.
So yeah. So
I stay away from
Do
these
it
events.
again.
I hate them so much. But this is the only
it
one
is.
where I was
It's
like, oh,
very
fuck, I should've gone to that.
it is always going. You're in a long line. You have to block out time, and you
Yeah,
have to
it's
get there
not fun.
early. And it's
Not
like, you might not get.
Did they take audience questions? That's the worst part.
No,
I
God,
hate
no.
audience
Yeah,
questions.
interesting. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I haven't seen that as of late.
It's not
so,
fun.
yeah.
It's the worst questions on earth. You would think
Yeah.
people
Sure.
within the industry would have good
This
questions.
is a comment
they do not.
more than a
No.
question.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm working on this thing, and it's like, okay,
Pass. Hard
your
pass.
resume, and then a
I have
question.
a chef-themed script. I was
Would
wondering
you be
if you were
willing to
looking at,
act? Okay, so that's great.
That's great.
We should probably get into the episode, but we'll pepper it with more information if I think of anything. But okay, this week it's week 7. This episode is all about, well, it picks up right in the stew room again.
Mhm.
We have Katiana had just gone home. People are pretty shocked. We have this funny portion where Tristan turns to Vinny and says, "Flex you, don't flex other people's accomplishments."
I think that's valid
Great advice.
because it was in the context of Vinny always being like, well, here's what I cooked with the Nomad. It's like, stop cooking Nomad food.
yeah.
Cook you.
Yes, and that's what everybody's been saying
Yeah.
in one word
That's
or another.
Tom's
Either
advice in season
his
2 is
face-
cook your food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
but then we get this heartfelt moment for Vinny. He starts crying. I was like,
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
I guess we shouldn't have been roasting his
Oh,
ass.
yeah. His
He's like,
mentor just passed away.
Yeah.
But
The
he
same
does get half a
mentor-
point for crying.
Oh, half point for crying. James Kent, same mentor as Danny.
Oh, right.
From last season's winner.
Oh,
Supposed
yeah,
to be a
that's
partner
funny.
at Time and Tide before it opened.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So he's dead, but sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
but
Well,
he
well,
was.
we
yeah.
speaking
You're
of which,
not invited to my funeral.
I'm sorry.
well, the dedication is
Trying to
only
move
at
fast.
for Bake Off, right?
Sorry, what was the first half
Oh,
of that?
yes, that was
Dedication
for,
to-
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, he would have got a point there too.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, not in this case. But yeah, he did cry. That was a sweet moment. And then right away, we're into quickfire challenge and we get a bit of a product placement. You guys
Oh.
liking that?
Yeah.
It's like it's a masochistic delight when it's like heavy-handed product placement. You know what I mean? As soon as I saw the dirty dishes, I was like, "What is it, Dawn dish
Yeah.
soap?" And
That's
finished.
so
Sure
funny.
enough,
That's literally what Im said. She's like, is this about to
Oh,
be for
wow.
Dawn dish
Yeah.
soap?
Smart.
yeah.
Y'all both were wrong. It's for finish. The
It
only
was.
Right,
way
right.
to finish those dishes.
I was
Finish
shocked.
ultimate.
So Kristen was she was introducing the thing. She's like, "You only have 30 minutes to do this," and I thought for sure she was going to say because that's the amount of time it takes Finish to like clean your dishes or whatever.
yeah.
I was waiting for like one more ounce of like product placement, but it was just like
Oh, yeah.
$10,000 for
It
Finish.
was, it was already too much. I feel like maybe they tried it and they're like, we gotta
Yeah,
cut this
dial it
off.
back.
Well, no, dishwashers just take so fucking long that 30 minutes would not.
That's
have been.
true. Yeah. It could have been
Yeah.
that. It's just like, well, every dishwasher takes a different
Yeah.
amount of time.
Sure. And then there's a guest judge, Eden Grinspan, who's the host of Top Chef Canada. Massimo seemed pretty into her.
Of course.
Horned up,
If
as always.
if Canadians like their Top Chef as much as we like our Top Chef, it's like if we saw Kristen, you know what I mean? I'd be
Yeah.
stoked.
Oh, yeah. No, I was thinking he was kind of like, she's
Oh, yeah,
she's
no,
got
he
it
was
going
into
on.
it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
yes, into
Massimo
her.
was definitely, giving that energy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And
when
he's
is he
single
not?
now.
Yeah, he declared that last episode. So yeah, they have to use the whatever ingredient was stained on their dish as inspiration for their quickfire dish, without licking the stain, I suppose. So they figure it out, and these are the dishes they make. So Paula, she makes with her lasagna a butternut squash lasagna, cashews, mushroom-based tomato
Poor
sauce.
Paula.
She's
Poor
having
Paula.
some troubles.
I don't know what I would have done differently. Like Monday morning quarterback, I'm like, she's right. You can't really make a lasagna in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So how do you?
Right.
Her train of thought was, you can't do lasagna in 30 minutes. I can replace the pasta with butternut squash and then make it a whole vegan thing. And then it just sort of like it fell apart. But I'm like,
yeah.
would someone else have been able to do that in that amount of time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That one was hard. She drew a really hard dish.
Sure. That was interesting. And then Bailey has guacamole. She did salad, trumpet mushroom, celery, avocado, agave, cumin, vinaigrette. Hers was like a little more avocado than
Avocado
guacamole. So
salad,
that
yeah.
was her
Yeah.
trip up there. She kind of also was like, oh no, when she heard about guac, but I'm not sure if that was,
I think it just wasn't what she was expecting.
yeah. Maybe it's
Yeah.
like such a fully formed
Yeah, because,
thing.
she's nailing the Italian dishes. So she's like,
Oh,
maybe pesto.
Sure,
That-
yeah, everybody was
that's,
getting
You're right.
Italian.
That's what it was. She
Yeah.
thought it was going to be pesto and then it was
Oh,
guacamole.
I see.
She was like, oh no.
That's what it was. Another
Yeah.
green thing. Shwai got mac and cheese. He made cheese rice cakes with bechamel.
I want that so bad.
Yeah.
That dish sounds it's the most
Cheesy,
similar to I've talked
cheesy.
about this dish before, one of my favorite dishes in LA. The Budo Gnocchi at Budo Gnocchi.
Oh, right.
They do like rice cakes, but like a cacio e pepe, and it is
Yeah.
so fucking good.
Yum. Henry oatmeal. He made a glutinous rice ball filled with maple butter toasted oats.
Mm.
Looked delicious.
And finally got we'll discuss, got a win here. So that was good, finally. Vinny had egg yolks, eggs Benedict with carbonara, hollandaise, arugula, and egg yolk vinaigrette. Loves his hollandaise.
Yeah, loves it.
Yeah.
Tristan, he got rice. He made a golden jollof rice with clams, peas, and charred shishito.
So good.
That's great.
This is where I got into my Mike bag here because I'm like, first off, jollof rice, because he was calling it something else. He was like putting the emphasis on other parts of jollof.
Yeah, Jolliffe, I think.
Yeah, I wanted to.
I'm not African. I was like, I think it's Jollof.
Okay, then I thought maybe I was not sure.
No, you were right. I was like, what's going on here? Also, which version are you making? Are you making the bad Ghanaian version or the good Nigerian version?
Have you been to Ile?
No, but I've heard of it.
Ile's great.
Yeah.
Chef Eros at Ile here in LA, great African restaurant, does what he calls Unity Jollof, where he like kind of combines it, and it is fucking dope. It's so good.
That's fine. I will fight him at the end of the
No Unity there.
I'm gonna be like, see, I've been sent by Nigeria to beat your ass.
Oh no.
No, we ain't doing
Disunity.
that. We ain't doing that here. The beef still lives.
Lana had like her meat sauce eggs in purgatory with eggs in purgatory. Yeah, that was interesting. With Italian sausage and tomato, grilled garlic bread. Cesar had coffee and he had a salmon cappuccino. This is so strange.
I appreciate that he's swinging for the fences.
Crazy. Yeah.
It's like, it's not always connecting, but I love that spirit of just going for it.
I think ever since the ice cream thing, he's like, I'm gonna do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, go for it, because I don't think you will ever be pinged as hard for swinging for the fences and failing than like the other things people are going to be pinged for, which is like not cooking something well enough. Not,
If you swing for the fences and you fail, people are like, but you tried something.
Yeah.
If you go basic and you fail, if you're like, I made spaghetti and you make it bad, then it's like, come on, man, what are you on the show for?
Yeah, we were literally going to talk about this later.
And then Massimo had his tomato sauce, so he did ricotta gnocchi.
Looks great.
Gnocchi, which they liked.
Yeah.
So the least favorites, Paula, Bailey, and Cesar. Favorites were Massimo, Henry, and Tristan. They all get half a point. And then Henry wins the quick fire for a point.
He needed it.
He's been having a tough time, and we will see that later. So we're going to get right into the elimination challenge. This challenge was to create your own pies that push the limits. It's a pizza party. So they're going to go to this Ravine's Vineyard place and serve a crowd of over 70 diners and judges with their pizza.
It's a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
70 people is like, holy shit.
Yeah. And only $250 at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And then they get these guest judges, Wiley Dufresne, of course, and then Spike Mendelsohn, Top Chef All-Star.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know about Spike? I am not familiar.
I did not really remember him.
Okay.
All I remember is seeing that hat in the throwback.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is this?
That guy?
Yeah, very 2002
I was like,
fashion or whatever.
This is an era.
Yeah. They've been through so much.
A lot of those older seasons, I'm like, you have to be really memorable for me to remember that far back. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's like, remember this character from a TV show you watched 20 years ago? It's like, not really, honestly. Sorry.
And they look different.
Yeah,
they have no hat now.
Yeah.
Their hair, you can see it. So these guys are there to do some pizza judging. That's good. The pizza connection to Canada was like a little stretched probably, but basically she said Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada.
Right.
What are your guys' takes on pineapple and pizza?
Not a fan.
Hard
pass.
Wow.
Hard pass from Mike.
Not for me.
It's great. It's amazing.
I'm
Probably
more of
a top tier.
Wow.
It's a top tier pizza.
Top tier?
It's a top tier.
I'm not abhorred by it. There's some people who are like, never in my life. I'm like, if it's there, I'll eat it. But top tier?
Oh yeah. I love a sweet and savory. It's like,
not for me.
Do you hate chicken and waffles?
I love chicken and waffles.
Okay.
It's not too far from that.
I'm not crazy.
Think of the pineapple as
not
waffles.
A monster.
Yeah, to me, it's like the same. That's why I'm like,
bacon.
it's so good because, I didn't have time because obviously, but like I was gonna come in with pizza. And Triple Beam has that really good acorn squash.
Yeah.
That's like sweet and savory.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So
I think in general, I'm more of a fan. Okay, this is a theory I'm developing here in real time. So I reserve the right to go back on this.
Yeah, of course.
I think I prefer, if we're going to mix those two, a little savory in my sweet than a little sweet in my savory. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I would rather have dessert with a touch of salt on it than have like a piece of fruit with no, sorry, I said that backwards. No, yes, sorry. I only did the exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I would rather have a dessert with a small touch of savory than a savory with a small touch of sweet.
Yeah.
And to me, pizza is like a big savory, and then you throw pineapple on there. I'm like, you're kind of just taking away from the savory.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just get that. Yeah. I realize I think I was such a sweet tooth as a kid. Like I do only
Yeah.
have memories of like where do I find sugar and don't have any other memories. And then I think a lot of the like I would eat like a lot of probably I guess it would be Chinese food, but like is it Cantonese food? I'm not even sure. But like sweet and sour pork, like that sort of thing. Where
Well,
there's
that's what they were
pineapple in
saying
there.
how the
Yeah,
Hawaiian
yeah.
pizza got invented. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. So like
And
that
was it a Greek
registered
guy
to
made
me.
Chinese food and was like, now I'm going to make Hawaiian
Hey,
pizza.
Why not do this? Yeah, and like I got that specific pineapple. So
Yeah.
I did resonate with what they said there because I'm like, yeah, I love that. But maybe that was just because I was a kid and wanted sugar all the time instead of just when you're allowed to have sugar.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I do love. I even like a pepperoni and pineapple.
Interesting.
That can be good. A little spicy.
It's weird because when you say that, my brain goes like, well, on a charcuterie board, I would have like a pepperoni or like a cured meat with like
Oh,
a fig jam or something.
Yeah.
That sounds
fig
reasonable.
Yeah.
pizza.
But for some reason, the pineapple on pizza just like doesn't do it for me.
I
Again,
think-
I don't hate it. I'm just like, I'm not crazy.
My
about it.
theory, I think the people who are against it, the argument I hear is they hate the idea of warm fruit, which I'm like, guess you hate
No.
apple pie.
Yeah,
get
exactly.
over
That
it.
doesn't click for me. I think I'm different here. I think that like there's like nuance to this, and my opinion is that my opinion that I feel is nuanced and fully formed because I am me happens to overlap with a very dumb basic opinion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It falls into the same categories when people are like, I hate the word moist. I'm like, grow up, get a real opinion. You
Oh,
saw that
right,
on the
we
internet. You don't
discussed.
actually hate the word moist.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I hate pineapple on pizza. It's like, no, you don't. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Personally, it's
Sure.
not my
It shouldn't
favorite.
Be so polarizing.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Get your own lives, guys. But yeah, that makes sense. I see. I do feel like it got blown out of proportion. And so now I feel like I have to ask that question. But
Sure. Yeah,
truly,
yeah. It's
yeah,
a good
I think we have
icebreaker.
a healthy understanding. Did you guys know that you can do that, pluck that pineapple leaf? to
I
know
did
it's
not.
ripe?
I
didn't know
literally turned to Laura. I was
No.
like,
Yeah.
I did not know that's how you're supposed to
Yeah,
buy
I thought you, like,
pineapple.
smell it or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we know. Thanks, Paula. Henry forgot his flour. That was tough.
Yeah. I saw it happening too the moment he was like,
Oh, yeah.
the flour. Yeah. I'm like, the moment you start thinking that, go ahead, run back, get some
Yeah.
more flour.
I feel like
Yeah.
every week, Henry, am I misremembering this? Henry has had like a thing every week where he's like, oh, the
Almost.
fryer oil was hammered. And
Oh yeah. that
oh,
was
this
him
thing
too.
wasn't available. So I pivoted to this thing. Like, I feel like Henry, in his attempt to always be like agile and adaptable, like it finally kind of caught up to him. You know what I mean? He's like,
Yeah.
oh, I fucked up flour. I'll do the rice cake. And then it was just like, I don't know, man.
I was wondering, like, could he have borrowed like a little bit of flour from everybody?
That's
and,
what
like,
I would have
formed
done.
enough,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Because it seemed like everyone was sharing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially something like that feels like, well, you shouldn't be, this would be such an unfair thing to be left without for a pizza challenge.
I was also kind of curious about flour. Feels like the kind of thing you usually just get from the pantry. So it was like,
Yeah.
guess,
all
yeah.
pizza ingredients, what, flour, water, salt, is stuff you would have gotten from the pantry. So I'm like, was the pantry just completely off limits?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
guess so.
Was there no opportunity for him to just go like, can I have some house flour? You know?
yeah. They cut it off. They locked it down.
Yeah.
So that will bode poorly. But they first go on a Niagara City cruises thing where they go on a little cruise through Niagara Falls.
Did
Yeah.
you not think it was weird that they did not go on the Maid of the Mist, which is, I've never done Niagara Falls, but like that's sort of like the famous boat that you take in Niagara Falls. Do you know what I mean?
Really? Yeah.
Like what movie am I thinking of? Bruce Almighty?
Yeah.
I think it's Bruce
Oh.
Almighty. Like
Yeah.
the inciting incident when he doesn't get the job, he's standing on the Maid of the Mist. Like that's the famous boat you take when you're
Okay.
touring Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
They couldn't book it.
Couldn't
it
afford
was,
it.
it was
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
It was
too
being used for
expensive.
another shoot. But yeah, it looked kind of miserable, but it also was cute that they
Yeah.
did that together.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
too booked up for Deuce Almighty, which is the sequel. To Deuce
Oh
Almighty.
shit! No, what about Evan Almighty?
Evan Almighty.
Yeah.
That was the
Deuce
that was
Almighty
more of a
was the better
spin-off.
one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Deuce Almighty.
Yeah.
It was right there.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's a
We'll run
crossover
it
between
back.
Bruce Almighty and Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo.
yeah, that's where my mind went. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Rob
is that a
Schneider
thing?
gets imbued with powers.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully not today's Rob Schneider. So
Yeah. 90s Rob Schneider.
Yeah,
90s.
okay. Phew. Close call. Okay, so we get Cesar calling his mom. He doesn't say "I miss you" explicitly, but cute moment.
Mhm.
So Henry's dough doesn't rise. This is the repercussions of not having enough. So he pivots, as you said, to rice. That's good. Oh, Bailey has cats. Did we know this already?
I knew it in spirit.
Yeah, me
We
too.
felt
me
it.
too. Yeah,
We didn't know
cute.
it. There has to be a name for like information where it's like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But once you told it to me, it was like
It
I had
made
been
sense.
part of
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I knew it all along. I feel like, yeah, because she was talking about her husband, and then they cut to a picture, and so they're just like two cats in front of their faces. It was so funny.
I actually kind of hate it. I'm like, you're going to talk about your partner
Show
back
a
home.
full
Yeah.
picture of
It's
him.
cute that you have cats, but like, it was like he was in witness protection. You
No,
just saw
yeah,
his
he
eyes and a
didn't
cat. And I was like,
no
come
facial
on.
recognition on him.
Yeah, it's like, who knows? There might be an Ify watching.
Sure, yeah. You don't want to spot him out there, and you know who to.
Yeah.
It's on site.
Yeah, look, it's still open.
Yeah. Also, so they get to this Ravine Vineyard place. One of the featured diners was like, "It's Top Chef. You better bring your damn best damn
I
pizza." Did you
love
see
that guy. Yeah.
Well, there's all these characters
Seems like a lot of fun.
now. Everybody knows
That's
too
just
much.
Canada. Everyone's a lot of
They
fun.
know too much.
Everyone's very avuncular in Canada. You know what I mean? They just
Oh,
have
that's
that
a good word.
energy.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so let's get into these pizzas. I'll go over each one. So Shuai, he does a scallion pancake pizza with cumin lamb.
Looked
That
delicious.
great,
Looked
especially that lamb.
delicious.
Ooh, okay. Tristan, his lamajun pizza with lamb anchovy ranch and pickled grapes.
Also sounded great.
I did try this one. It was really good.
Oh,
This
right,
was
because
the
he had
pizza
it there.
that
Yeah.
And the ranch was good. What do you guys think about ranch on pizza?
Love it.
Love it.
100%.
right? Gotta do
I
it.
was shocked that Tom was not into
Oh
it.
yeah, I
Mm.
said when the moment he said it, I looked at him. I was like, I never want to
do
eat
it.
someone with Tom.
Oh
And,
no!
yeah. I think we talked
It's
about
off.
it before, but that's what makes like Tom a good judge because since he doesn't like so many things,
Right,
it's like
right.
he makes them. But me, I was like, I never want to be out to dinner. Where
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun dinner hang.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did make me want. I've been to restaurants that have lakmajun on the menu and I haven't ordered it. And seeing Tristan May, I was like, I gotta go back and try lakmajun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, which when he was like, I put things I wouldn't want on pizza like ranch, and I was like, Tristan, I'm trying so hard to hold you down.
Oh no!
So hard to hold you down, bro.
Yeah.
You got like the Smash pro player haircut. I want to hold you down, my bro. And you keep saying stuff that make me mad.
Oh no, Tristan.
I should have picked him. He was going to be my first pick, but I held true for Cat.
Yeah,
That's true.
Like you said, Monday quarterback. Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, look, I would have done everything differently. My team is down to one. I have one chef left.
Damn.
Okay.
Of course, I would have done things differently.
Yeah. I mean, also on the Dish with Kish, she does do some ranch. Like they make a pizza and then she's like dipping a lot
interesting.
of ranch. So that's really fun. Actually, it's a great episode. Joe Flam is on it from
Okay,
the past,
yeah.
and he's quite fun.
Love Joe Flam.
I think in this episode he's probably nervous. They don't get to show their full personality, but
Sure.
yeah, it seems like he's really come into his own.
That's great.
Lana did a honey nut squash sauce pizza with tamarind, barbecue oxtails, fried plantain chips.
Loved it. Loved it.
Henry, or is his pho rice pizza? Yeah, it's tough. It was a good idea. Pho pizza.
Pho pizza
That'd
sounds
be cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
But they kind of also talked about it in terms of like, well, even if this had been a pho pizza, the meat was dry or whatever.
Oh damn! Yeah, right. It didn't set apart enough
Right,
to
yeah,
excuse the rice. Mole Negro pizza from Cesar, which he did with the cocoa powder. That was
And
yeah.
they said that the mole was good. They were like, if you took away the crust, it would be a good
Yeah.
dish.
yeah, it was just the bitter.
The cocoa crust, yeah.
Yeah, and all this did was make me angry again because Town Pizza had an amazing mole pizza.
Oh,
I still
And
haven't
then
been
they
to Town
took it
Pizza.
Well, I think they closed.
Oh.
So
yeah.
you
Oops,
never
sorry.
will.
oh shit!
But they had a mole pizza that was phenomenal.
Wow.
Then they took it off the menu and then like they closed.
Bummer. R.I.P.
Well, luckily Bailey did her chicken parm inspired pizza with
Good transition. Good
yeah.
save.
Well, hers unfortunately was a little under. They called it mass produced. Ouch.
It like even outside of the cookery of it, conceptually, I was like, I've seen that.
Sure.
Well,
Do you know what I
so
mean?
I think this is a good time to start. I was waiting until we talked
Here we
about
go.
everyone's,
Here we go.
but
Oh yeah.
the challenge here was to create like the whole thesis of this challenge was like Canada was where Hawaiian pizza
Right.
was
A
invented,
weird pizza.
and then a sushi pizza.
Yeah.
We want you to reinvent pizzas,
Yeah.
and it felt like we got a lot of pizzas that had interesting toppings. Like it didn't feel like it was reinvented,
Right.
and
But
unfortunately,
that's what Hawaiian pizza is.
yeah, but
Hawaiian
like
pizza is a pizza with a weird topping.
yeah, but I think at the time when it was invented, putting pineapple on pizza, you had guys like you who was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Sure. Okay.
Whereas
yeah.
like, and then like the sushi pizza is like, looks like an abomination. It probably tastes good, you know?
Okay.
And I
Okay.
feel like a lot of the pizzas here are like, this is something I expect to see at someone like Triple Beam. Like this doesn't
Yeah,
seem
they've
like
done
That was how I felt about specifically Bailey's.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, everything else, I was
I
like,
feel like Tristan's did it great. I think unfortunately Henry's, did like at
He
least took a swung at it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think, like you said, some of these have been done before. We're talking about Cesar, who's on my team.
yeah.
But when he was like
Mhm.
mole pizza, I'm like, yeah, I had that at Town Pizza.
Sure.
And it wasn't, and
I
Town
know what
Pizza
you mean.
is just a pizza place.
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
not even like a fancy spot.
Well, okay, but here's the thing: is that I think that like we're talking like liberal coastal elites. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's like we've been to these restaurants that have a mole
Oh
pizza.
yeah.
Most people in America don't have access to a mole pizza, but most people in America have an Italian joint that either specifically has a chicken parm pizza or chicken parm is fucking tomato sauce and chicken. It's like that is pizza.
We can't use the coastal elites thing when we got a fucking judge saying he doesn't like ranch on his pizza. Like he would get stoned in the Midwest. Like they would throw
Sure, yeah,
rocks
yeah,
at him
yeah,
till he
yeah.
dies. Like he like.
But you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
if you throw a rock at any pizza place in America randomly, there's a pretty good chance they might have the chicken parm pizza on the menu. They wouldn't have the mole pizza.
Okay, fair enough. That I'll take. But like, yeah, I feel like just across the board, a lot of these pizzas just look like fancy pizzas
Sure,
and not
sure.
like
A reinvention.
a reinvention. Like
Yeah.
even in Cesar's defense too, something that I've never seen done is the cocoa in the crust. And if it would have worked,
Well, as we learned, it's for good reason.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Right. There was a way where he could have innovated above.
Yeah,
Just like that's the thing. It's almost like toppings, and then like once you get into the dough portion, maybe that's like where you elevate beyond
Yeah,
right.
for innovation. So Shwai did that with a scallion pancake.
Right.
Like
Yes.
Henry tried to do that.
Yeah.
But yes, I
Tristan,
failed.
yeah, like everyone who was at the
Tristan,
top.
yeah.
That's why I didn't like come in so hot about it
Mhm.
because everyone at the top, I think, had something that did that.
Sure.
But I was surprised at how in large a lot of these kind of were like fancy pizzas.
Yeah, I get it.
Sure. Yeah. And like, I mean,
Sure
speaking
I.
of,
Sure
speaking of, Massimo kind of really just did his like the most pizza-ish
Which one
pizza,
did he do
even though he
again?
was very good. It was like a Neapolitan style.
Oh, that's
fermented
right.
parsley paste mussels, clams. He did like seafood and
Okay,
cheese, which is
so-
maybe
Second point
Uh-huh.
of order, and I feel like this is true. We've all had seafood pizza here at this table, right? Yeah. Like it was so like
It's
they're like
very common in the Northeast. And I
Oh,
feel
right.
like sometimes you meet people who have simply never traveled to the Northeast and they're like, clams on pizza, that's crazy. But like,
clam
it's
pie.
actually pretty
Yeah.
common.
yeah, exactly. And but like once again, this panel of judges were saying that, and I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And that's where we get to the point where I'm like, yeah, there's an element where like y'all are like, no one can deny that these judges are amazing at what they do.
Sure.
And they're food people. It's like, y'all ain't some real eaters. It seems like y'all don't be eating like
I wonder if there's a
Surprised,
little bit of like, Gordon Ramsay does this a lot
Yeah.
where like someone will be like, yeah, I'm making this fish dish with cheese. And he's like, seafood and cheese, that's crazy. And it's like, we all know you've had a seafood and cheese dish. It can work, but you're doing the thing that like a television chef judge
Yeah.
is supposed to do.
But I think specifically, and this show does it a lot, where it's like someone's like, we're breaking the rules. It's like, yeah, that's the fucking point. You got the fucking
Right.
rule breaker
Yeah.
sitting at the fucking judges table.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the whole reason he's famous is because he broke the fucking rules.
Sure,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's, he's the guy
Yeah.
who broke. So it feels weird that on specifically this episode, they're like, this is the breaking the rules,
Right,
and it's
right.
like, yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
you do.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, they have to let them also break the rules. Oh yeah, and I wanted to also highlight Vinny's Reuben pizza.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
really
yeah,
cool
yeah.
too.
In
That was
tribute to his
'cause, like,
brother.
yeah. Who's alive?
His alive brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all feel like for the Reuben pizza, he should have sprinkled the pickles instead of having spears on it?
So we were talking about this. I feel like pickle spears was a weird choice. I would have incorporated more into pizza. I was really waiting for him to do like a rye pizza dough or like a seeded pizza dough.
Yeah, that would have been.
That would have, to me, that's like what makes a Reuben. You know what I mean? Is the bread. And I'm
The
like,
bread.
well, if we're all gonna fuck
Did he
with the
not?
crust,
He
you know what I
didn't do
mean?
that?
Like
Yeah.
that restaurant off of La Brea and Melrose, it's all about the bread.
Okay, great. Yes.
That's
Go ahead and give us a
good pull.
Try it.
sponsorship, please.
Yeah, the sandwiches
I
are
do
great.
not, I do
Triangulate
not
that
know if
place.
it's still open.
It is.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
I can't imagine that. Everybody
We'll
wants
take
bread.
a sponsorship from
Yeah.
any sandwich place, to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
clear.
We're
ready.
Jimmy
Yeah.
John's.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
So okay,
Jeff's Table?
well,
Jeff's Table to me has the best sandwiches in the country.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
shit.
yeah.
Jeff's
I
Table.
love Jeff's Table.
Have you not been?
no.
You gotta go.
I don't think
Oh,
so. Yeah.
group field trip.
Ooh.
It's in my neighborhood, which is one of my favorite parts of that restaurant. Anytime I don't have to leave too far.
Yeah.
But they're closed on Mondays. And every time I have a friend over or a friend in town,
It's a Monday.
they always come into Monday.
Yeah.
And 3 separate times, because it's in the back of a liquor store,
Yeah.
I've walked in, and the first time he was like, "You good?" And I walk back in the stuff. He's like, "Oh yeah, they're closed on Mondays." And then the second time it happened, he's like, and he kind of waits and he's like, "Yeah, they're closed on Monday." And the third time I walked in, he's like, "They're closed on Mondays." And
Here's the guy who comes every fucking Monday.
Yeah, and but it was like a good distance apart, which means Em always makes a joke. It's like, yeah, people remember us. I'm 6 feet tall and you're giant.
Yeah,
I was like, so he's like, it's close. What are you?
Yeah.
And I almost did it today.
Memorable couple.
Oh.
I will say that little corner in your neighborhood, if Jeff's table is closed, you go right around the corner to Via's Tacos, and for whatever reason the line there is long, you have Cat Turner's Highly Likely right on the corner. It's a really good intersection.
That's actually where I went. I had those yuzu deviled eggs.
So good.
Oh,
And that butternut squash dip is also another sleeper banger.
Oh, I haven't had it.
It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing.
All right, we'll do a little field trip.
So we'll get right into this. The judges table, we have Vinny, Tristan, Shuai at the top. They were probably some of the most innovative. They all each get a point.
Mm-hmm.
We get a shot of Massimo being upset when he's not called at the top. I don't know if they like add that or what.
But also, I finally understand it. I feel like I've been missing it most of the time, but this episode I finally caught it being like 5 minutes or 10 minutes left and hear Massimo go, "Forward!" I'm like,
he really,
I'm like, yo, bro.
Yeah, he yells.
Stressing everyone out.
Yeah.
But yes, Tristan ends up winning. And then on the bottom is Henry, Paola, and Cesar. And Tristan also gets the final immunity of the season.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But anyway, Henry, about Henry's pizza, he was saying the only reason it was a pizza is because it was round. Like there wasn't much.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, so funny. Because it wasn't much of a like. Yeah, it fell apart. It was more of a rice bowl.
I do wonder why he didn't sear both sides.
Yeah, I mean, and that was honestly the line that they said that I knew he was gone when they were like, any chef, like there's a lot of things that may have went wrong, but any chef should be able to see rice and know that it needs to be
make crispy rice off the bat. Yeah, fascinating.
We're grading on a huge curve because it's like he had to pivot the last second. I'm sure your brain just moving at a million miles an hour.
Yeah, 100%.
But it was like, you should have seared both sides.
Sure. Yeah, I think he's the product of just like so many unlucky breaks or whatever over the time, and probably by now your brain's just fried. You haven't slept. You're also feeling like nothing's going my way, so why even bother? Right. Anyway, so he's going to Last Chance Kitchen. Right into Last Chance Kitchen. The title is Dough Over. Classic. The challenge is make a dish that features fresh made dough. Doesn't have to be pizza. So Henry makes his pan-seared wonton with pork, soy, scallion with soy sour broth and garlic scallion emulsion. Katiana makes a pot pie seafood chowder because she grew up in New England with scallops, mushrooms, vadavon crust, and crumbled dough.
That thing looks so good.
Yeah, it really did.
Looks so good.
I know.
I'm also glad she included the little like half disc of dough, because if it was just the crumble, I was a little bit like, that's not too much dough incorporation.
Oh,
but when she included the like cracker, I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Also, I feel like Tom tries to do the thing where he'll say like a bunch of nice things in one edit he'd make for one dish and then for both.
Yeah.
And in this one, he did that for Henry and said nothing negative about.
Right. Yeah. You can kind of tell.
Yeah. I was like, I know who won this one.
Yeah. So Katiana wins. She gets half a point.
But he said that Henry's dish was good other than the broth.
Yeah.
Which Henry said he added the last second, which was like.
Yeah. They always show the shot of him doing it. Like, no. Henry's going home. But yeah, he was kind of, it was like kind of a face off from that whole mise en place thing where like she ended up going home and maybe they would have won. So it was a whole thing.
Ooh, I like the story.
So I think he kind
weaving
of
a narrative
wanted
thread.
To go.
Yeah.
He was almost like, I'm ready, guys. Like, I'm ready to see finally.
This now brings my team down to one. I had 2 and now I'm down to 1.
Oh, okay.
Which
your 1 is Massimo? Okay. Great.
Don't feel great about.
Yeah.
Don't feel great.
Well, he did get half a point this episode, Massimo. And Henry went out and got some points. So, okay, so you guys aren't going to like this points breakdown, but let's get through it and wrap it up.
When have in recent
never been enjoyable.
history,
I mean, this was
have we
particularly
liked the points
not
breakdown?
great.
When has it been good?
In the past,
I
at least
think
somebody's gotten a
episodes
lot.
1 through 2 or 3, and then after that, bad time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not
Go
great.
ahead.
It's particularly bad this time, though. So priming you guys. Okay, so Massimo, Henry, and Tristan get half a point from their quick fire favorite. The win goes to Henry for a point. Judges table was Tristan, Vinny, and Shuai for a point each. The winner was Tristan for 2 points. Last Chance Kitchen winner was Katiana for half a point. Vinny cried. He gets half a point. So Ify gains 0 points. Don't know how that happened.
Tight.
Mike gains 2 points.
All right.
And I gain 6.5 points.
6.5.
So the
Fuck
totals
you.
are really 17.5 for Mike. Ify has 20.5, and I have 37 in it. And
37. You're 20 points up.
I think it is
yeah, I
now
guess so.
where our
Well, not quite,
scores
almost.
combined still doesn't beat.
That's
No,
what,
well-
17 and 20, right? And you're at 37?
37.75. No, it's 17.5, 20.5. So that would be what, like 38?
38?
Yeah.
But I mean, come on.
Well, next week's Restaurant Wars. So get
wow.
excited. No, it's not. Morale is low over here.
I
guys.
am
And
excited about Restaurant
also,
Wars.
yeah, Restaurant Wars, and it's the last chance kitchen. Because after
somebody
Restaurant
will
Wars,
Oh,
release
that's
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fascinating. They don't have to go through Restaurant Wars. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Well-
the one perk I think of being
Right.
there.
You get to
eliminated later
avoid
on.
Restaurant Wars.
Got it. Got it.
I'm really
Okay.
excited for Restaurant Wars.
It's gonna be
I'm not
interesting.
saying anything controversial. It's one of the best episodes.
8 chefs, 2 restaurants.
And I feel like I bring this up every year. Do you guys remember the year that they told everyone to do it over again? Laura and I talk about this
Oh.
every year.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite moments ever on
That's
Top
rough.
Chef. There was
Yeah.
a year where Tom Colicchio came out and said, both your restaurants fucking sucked. We're going to do this again tomorrow. Do it better.
Wait, what happened then? Did they do another episode of Restaurant Wars, or
It
did
was
they
in the
do it
same episode,
Oh, okay.
but it was 24 hours later. So the whole thing with Restaurant Wars, you
Fascinating.
put up a restaurant in 24 hours, and they're like, that was so bad. We're going to give you both a chance to do it
Ugh.
again tomorrow in 24
That's
hours
horrible,
again.
Because you think about going through something awful, and you're like, well, at least it's over, and then it's like, fuck. And that's how we feel about today's Point Breakdown.
Yes,
Um,
yes, we do.
So at least it's over. All right, let's wrap this up. So if you like this podcast, please share it with someone you know who likes Top Chef, or is getting into it, or likes food. Also, please go to MaximumFun.org/join, where you can support us for as little as $5 a month. Really helps us out, keeps us going, helps us, not get sued when I play the tapes from things I'm supposed to record. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, drop us a line on Instagram at TV Chef Fantasy League and follow us, or send us an email at chef@maximumfun.org. If you're doing your own Top Chef Fantasy League with friends, please tag us. Tell us how you're doing. We want to know your names. And then for full unedited episodes, you can check us out on YouTube, where we have video up. Thanks again to my co-hosts, Mike Cabalon and Ify Wadiway. We will be back next week. TV Chef Fantasy League is a Maximum Fun production. Our producer is Valerie Moffat. Our engineer is Gabe Mara. Our theme song is by Dylan Van Auken. Our artwork is by Sabrina Volante. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at TV Chef Fantasy League.